Pick Profit Sports Betting Podcast. I am your host, Akil Williams, and I'm with my co-host, my guy from ESPN West Palm Beach, Theo Dorsey. Theo.
My God. It's been too long, bro.
It's
been too long since we've done content. It's also been too long for football season, dog.
It's been too long since we did content ourselves. The last time we did content was way back. It was Stretch 4 Hoops. I'm pretty sure somebody could find that on YouTube. But, man, we are finally here. NFL season, week 1. I was just telling somebody yesterday. I said, man, for us fellas, for us guys, for adults, NFL week 1 is like Christmas. You know, for adults, we don't really get excited for Christmas no more. It's for the kids now, for the kids waking up early in the morning. But for us as adults, ain't nothing better than week 1.
I got to agree with you, and mainly because, like, everybody's optimistic. Everybody's fantasy team ain't got whooped yet. Like, the Browns fans are still like, oh, man, maybe there's a chance that we can, like, sneak into the playoffs. Like, I think that it's the best time of the year for dudes, mainly because the football ain't been played yet. Check in by, like, week 4. It's going to be some miserable dudes. There's going to be some miserable dudes, and then hopefully, unless you tapped in with pick profits, some of y'all going to go broke because we're going to be giving some of the best picks throughout the NFL all year long. We starting just week 1, though.
Starting just week 1. And before we move forward, I was want to say I'm going to throw in Varsity Cooler. So we are in NFL season now. I'm going to put the link in the description with Varsity Cooler. It's that time. It's a 2-in-1 duffel bag. You can put your beer, your brews, drink responsibly. But you can also use it to go work out, use it as an everyday bag for your favorite sports team, NFL, MLB, even college. 15% off using the code RDWA. The link will be down in the description, whether you listen on the audio or watching on YouTube. So, and also, gamble responsibly. If you got a problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
Come on. Well, let's kick this thing off. You want to start with the
let's kick it off, baby. I'm ready. So we're gonna start with the first game of the slate Thursday night. The Cowboys going to Philly. When we did this line, Theo, it was at 6.5. We wake up in less than 12 hours. The line goes all the way now to 8.5. Philly, the over and under is now 47. It went a whole point and a half. It went a whole 2 points for the Eagles. Kickoff 7:20 Eastern, 7:20 Central. And the line is now 8.5 with Philly. I remember I told you with this game, I have the Eagles winning outright convincingly with the cover. No matter if it was 6.5, 8.5, or 9, I have this game being probably a 10-point win or even higher. Now that the line is now at 8.5, how do you feel now about this game?
So I previously was going to go with a Eagles cover. And then to be quite clear with you, I still think the Eagles do cover. But one thing I know more than whether or not the Eagles are going to beat them by 20 or 40 points, because it's a divisional game, you just never know. The over is going to hit. Like, part of the Micah Parsons effect and the reason why the line is shifting is because the Cowboys defense got worse after that trade. I don't care what Jerry Jones tells you. But on the other side of it, bro, like, you're an Eagles fan. You know how this goes. Eagles-Cowboys has been like shootouts left and right over the last few years. I looked back, the last 8 meetings, the average total for Eagles-Cowboys has been 55. 55. And we're talking about last year, both of those meetings was Cooper Rush and no George Pickens. The Cowboys are bringing in Dak Prescott. They got George Pickens out there being a crash out. You can't double CD Lamb like you used to be able to. I think the only reason why I don't want to pick the Eagles to cover with this big line now is because there is a far out chance that maybe, just maybe, this Cowboys offense is so good that they keep it interesting for just long enough and they have a backdoor cover. But I know one thing for sure. I don't care how much they juice that over or that money line. Or excuse me. I don't care how much they juice the actual total. I'm jumping on the over, and I probably would go money line Eagles with that.
With that might be the best play. And when you look at the Cowboys side of things with a new coach who's an offensive mind in Schottenheimer, you have the running game, we don't know yet, Jaden Blue, Javonte Williams, but then you have the 1-2 on with Pickens and Lamb. versus a Eagles secondary who they had to move Cooper DeJean to the corner now. So that can be an effect for some way. And the Eagles defense is still going to be good. I still believe in the front of the Eagles. They can get pressure on Dak. But for this telling me that the line is moving now to 40, the over is moving now to 47.
Yeah.
That over is more likely now than the Eagles covering now to 8.5. But like I said, with me personally, I just think the Eagles is still too good. If they cover by 9, it's like you said, a backdoor cover, it won't be shocking, especially ring night championship. Yeah. The last 8 meetings has been high. And that was with Michael Parsons. Now they lost Michael Parsons.
Bruh.
They try to bring in, they got Kenny Clark try to stop the run. I don't.
Just take
the Eagles
like
is too
this,
damn good.
Like what do you feel like is more likely, right? Like 35 to let's say 35-28, 35-24, something like that, versus the Cowboys actually being able to, like, I feel like at the very least, the Eagles might cover this number by themselves with how good that offense is. And the Cowboys themselves only invested in the offense in a major way this year. When you punt on Michael Parsons, you bring in Kenny Clark, you didn't really draft heavily on that side. They got a guard out of Alabama with their priority pick in the first round. They didn't really improve the run game, but it was bad last year still. I don't think the Cowboys got worse on that side of the ball. Like, I just want to take the over. I think that it's going to be an electric opener. I think it's also just, to be honest, I have a lot of unders because that's how week 1 ends up being. It's fun on the opening night of the NFL when you have no dog in the fight to just be like rooting for touchdowns and points. Like who doesn't want to do that?
Right. And that will be the thing, especially with it being week 1 and it's a divisional game. So with that being said, now we've seen that the line moved the whole 2 points. Would you stay and try to bet with the 8, cover with the plus 8.5? Because for me, if I was going to bet on this game and say, you know what, 8.5 might be too much, let me move it down just a tad bit to maybe down to 6.5 or even 5.5 to be safe instead of taking the line that Vegas is going to give us.
What's the point? Now that you're toying with the line and you're trying to get all cute. See, that's my other thing with week 1. I try to find the more so like the teams that we have a lot of unknowns around, a lot of question marks around, and try and profit there. And I have no clue whether or not how good the Cowboys defense can be at keeping the game close. But what I do know is Pickens is a huge addition. Who was their number 2 last year? Brandon Cooks. Like, Pickens is a guy who's played his whole career with the likes of Mason Rudolph, Duck Hodges, and Russell Wilson. Now he gets Dak Prescott.
Right.
Like he might be running for so many yards. He's gonna be sweating like Michael Irvin after that UM game last night. Like I gotta think this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta think that this is gonna be a coming out party for him. And just a sneak peek, we're gonna be doing some prize picks plays. Don't think I'm not touching this Thursday night football game in that one.
Yeah, I think player props. I'm curious to see who you have for this game, because I will say that there could be some plays there. And I hear the thing with my last point on this. I personally believe that the line might move again by kickoff. I don't think it stays at 8.5. For it to go 2 points in a matter of 24 hours, we went to sleep and then wake up. Now it's at a whole 2 points. I won't be shocked if it goes up to 9.5 by kickoff, because they're looking at people gonna look at the Michael Parsons trade. They're gonna look like, oh, here we go. They losing stuff on defense. So the overall play, you're rolling with the over.
Easy. I'm rolling with the over. That's my official pick. We're going to be keeping track of these picks through the year. My official pick is going to be the over, and I'll even take it at the new line of 47.
47. Okay, I'm going. Hey, as an Eagles fan, I'm going with the minus 8.5. I'm going to hurry up and get before it changes. I'm going with it. I said they're going to cover by 10. My final score is going to be 27-16.
I ain't mad at it. You got to roll with your heart there. Coming off the Super Bowl win, why not? Neither one of the Jaguars or the Panthers are coming off a Super Bowl. Coming off a playoff appearance.
Yes, Panthers Jaguars minus 3.5 for the Jags. The over-under is 46. Kickoff at 12 Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. So we're looking at these two teams right here. So we're looking at the Panthers, who finished off the season on a very good note. Bryce Young finished off on a good note. Did not make the playoffs, but they got some pieces coming in. Chuba Hubbard is still there. Rico Dotto is the backup. So we know it could be a change of pace. We have the Toy McMillan now. That's on the Panthers side. But the Jaguars, they drafted Travis Hunter. New coach. Another year BTJ. This game to me could be interesting because the Jaguars are at home and they are a 3.5 point favorite. But something's telling me I personally might lean on that Panthers side.
Yeah.
And take plus 3.5.
That's the smart money for me as well. I don't think the Jaguars are a very good football team yet. I think they're on their way. Liam Cohen, I like a lot as a play caller, but we have to see how much he's sometimes these extremely good play callers can be a little insufficient as head coaches. We haven't seen him as a head coach with the main headset yet. He's going to be doing so against the guy in Dave Canales that made the transition just the year before. The funny thing about this is these are each of the last two offensive coordinators for Baker Mayfield coming from the Bucs. These are also two former number 1 overall picks who a lot of people have a lot of question marks about. And if I had to put put it to you like this, who do you think actually ends up having the more successful career between Bryce Young and Trevor Lawrence? Like right now, I'm starting to kind of lean Bryce Young, and that's a bad sign for Trevor Lawrence, who's already on his second deal. I like the Panthers to cover.
I'm starting to lean. I like the Panthers. I feel like they going this way. I still think the Jaguars can, but it's a lot of pressure on Trevor Lawrence now because you got a new head coach. If you don't deliver this year, then there's gonna be some talks because now guess what? The AFC South, CJ Stroud gonna have a bounce back year. But that's what we banking on. Cam Ward, who we're gonna talk about later. You cannot let him get better than he can have a better season than you, Trevor.
I think you will.
The momentum with the Panthers, and I think their defense is going to be better than what people think too as well.
Now, the Panthers have a solid. That's the funny thing about Carolina is they're another one of those teams where the public perception of them is way off from what they actually are, and it's almost like this is the perfect game, the perfect week 1 matchup because the public perception of the Jaguars, all because of all the viral Travis Hunter clips, are exceedingly higher than I think they should be. I love Travis Hunter. I think as the Heisman winner, he's going to step in there as a wide receiver and demand a lot of targets. Brian Thomas Jr. didn't even have some of his best games with T. Law. I was with Mac Jones. Like, I have a good inclination that Trevor Hunter can end up being the number 1 receiver for this team by the end of the year. So I'm not shorting the Jaguars in that way. I'm just saying in their debut with their new head coach, with the pressure on T. Law, they've not been that good at home over the last few years either. And then you have a feisty Panthers team that ended the last season well. Tetairoa McMillan. Like Bryce Young now has a number 1 wide receiver, a security blanket. Dave Canales is talking about him as if he's going to be in that Mike Evans type role. I like the fact, if this was maybe a pick'em, then maybe I lean Jags, but I like the Panthers to likely win this game. But at the very least, I don't think the Jaguars are winning by more than a field goal. Maybe it's a Cam Little walk-off from 60 yards, but it's not going to be a definitive beatdown of the Panthers. This is a better Panthers team than people are giving credit.
Giving credit for, and this is the thing, I don't see this line moving really at all by kickoff time. And I think for me, the better play will be taking that 3.5 for the Panthers because I could easily see this game going 23-20 or 24-21. Either side, but I would lean to I
was gonna say historically too, dogs in week 1 of the NFL season cover at about a 55% rate. Last year they had a bad year, so maybe this is a little regression to the mean and a little bit of a bounce back. But that's what I just like. You're gonna see through the rest of my picks here. It's a lot of dogs, a lot of unders. I just like the dog in this one, even though it's a cat. Little feline on feline.
Right, exactly. So final play on this one. We rolling with the same thing, +3 and +3.5 Panthers.
Yeah, I think it's I feel like a lot of people, the sharp people are going to be on that heavy. +3.5 with the Panthers. Chuba Hubbard out of that backfield as well with something to prove. Let's lock that one in, and then we can move on to a divisional matchup again, which Gotta love a week 1 divisional matchup here.
Browns and Bengals. Bengals is -5.5. The over-under is 47.5, and the time the kickoff is at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm gonna tell you something right here about these Browns. I'm sorry, these Bengals. They start off slow. This is in Cleveland. If here's the thing, I might go on a little tangent here because I did go against I went against the grain last year and I picked the Patriots when they played the Bengals week 1. And people thought I was crazy when I picked the Patriots and they actually not covered, but they won the game.
Man.
The Bengals start off slow. Start off real slow. We know how it is every year. But this year they played their starters in the preseason to not have that rust going into the regular season. But here's the problem. When I watched these preseason games, the offensive line wasn't good.
Yep.
The defense was horrendous. First, second, third string, whoever was bad. This divisional game right here. Bengals got the offense. I get it. You got Chase. You got the big three. You got Chase, Higgins, Burrow. I get it. You got Chase Brown out the backfield. And the Browns, we know how they've been all offseason with the draft, with Shadur and all these things. But that team there, anytime it's a divisional game between these two, Bengals -5.5 for a divisional game like this, I got to roll it again. I got to roll with the Browns covering.
Yeah.
They might not win this game, but even if I have to change the line from -5.5 or +5.5 Browns to 6.5, or maybe they're going to cover this game.
This 1 o'clock slate, dog. Like, this is a tough 1 o'clock slate for an opening week of the NFL season. Like, how are you going to be able to peel your eyes off of Panthers Jaguars? How are you going to be able to take some time out to see Joe Burrow running for his life as Mason Graham is getting pressure from the inside and Myles Garrett is jumping over his back for sacks? Like, there's going to be so many games at the 1 o'clock slate that I want to be locked in on. I wonder if this one takes priority, but I do know that I'm not touching that line in a divisional game. I believe the number is about 65%, the rate at which dogs cover in divisional games in week 1 of the NFL season, dating back to about 2010. I'm not big analytical stat guy, so I don't have the specific number, but we hear this number year after year after year. I like your side. One thing I can definitively feel is that the Browns are not a good offense. And I don't care how bad and JV that Bengals defense looked in the preseason. They are susceptible to bleeding. I just think that there's absolutely no threat from the Browns side when it comes to offensive football. Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman, they don't strike that much fear in my heart. Joe Flacco, he could boom, but he also could throw a couple of pick sixes in big moments for them. And they don't even have the guy that they wanted to be their starting running back. That guy is still trying to beat charges, or excuse me, he beat the Chargers. He's trying to beat the Browns over the head for more guaranteed money. So he hasn't even been signed at the time of recording here. And you got a guy like Dylan Sampson and Jerome Ford in the backfield who are I don't care how bad the Bengals defense is. Al Golden, he coached up similar level talent last year for Notre Dame. I think he can get those guys to get stops on the measly Browns. I'm taking the under. That was a convoluted, long way of me saying I don't want to touch the line, but I will touch the under. I think it's a sloppy game. I think the Bengals offense, as good as it can be, they're still going to have a slow start because, like you said, they sucked in the preseason. And I think it's going to be one of those 20-16 type finishes where a bunch of fantasy football players are mad.
See, and that's my thing, because I think if it's low scoring, that favors the Browns.
Yeah.
The Bengals have to put up points. But it's a divisional game. Look, give me the dogs.
Woo! I like it.
Give me the Browns.
You've been barking with the dogs today.
Hey, give me them dogs, man. Give me the Browns to cover the 5.5. I'm not teasing nothing. I'm not alternating no line, man. Give me the Browns to cover plus 5.5, man. I took the dog against the Bengals last year, and I'm taking the dogs again this year.
I cannot imagine feeling good about just imagine as the ball is being kicked off, and then the Browns receiving, and it's a fair catch, and they're taking the ball from the 20, and and outtrots Joe Flacco. Like, don't you just see your money already disintegrating? Like, I know you did the same thing with Jacoby Brissett last year, but that can't be a good feeling.
Hey, I see my money coming to my pockets when I see Flacco against the Bengals.
It's stressful.
Hey, look, I just get if people, and I get it. If people want to fall into like, okay, they played their starters week 1 in preseason, so they won't have the rust. I get it. Take that side, but until they show me that they can win, don't have slow starts. Give me the other side. Whoever the Bengals played, they could have played the Panthers, the Jags. They could have played the Saints. Well, maybe not the Saints, but yeah.
Right. So that's the one team. That's the one team. But I will say Zach Taylor in his first 5 seasons, dog, 1 win in the first 2 weeks. Zach Taylor. So he does not win in weeks 1 or week 2 of the NFL season. Aaron Rodgers doesn't win at all, though, huh? That's what it seems like as of late.
This might be, and this is the thing. I didn't want to call this a homecoming because he didn't play as much for the Jets, and it wasn't that. But we'll go ahead and go Steelers Jets. The Jets is plus 2.5 at home. The over and under is now went up half a point. It's at 38.5 now. 1 o'clock kickoff. We can go ahead and call. We can say this is an Aaron Rodgers homecoming. He got DK Metcalf now. Aaron Glenn's the head coach now for the Jets. This is interesting. This is interesting. And look, we've been talking about these dogs. I've been taking these dogs. But at home, Aaron Glenn is familiar with Aaron Rodgers. He's familiar with him. The defense is still good. Justin Fields not a quarterback. Going against his former team.
You said Aaron Glenn's familiar with Aaron Rodgers. Wasn't the famous line from Rodgers to Glenn at the meeting is "You don't know me"? Like maybe Aaron Glenn, in Rodgers' POV, he knows nothing of his whereabouts, and he also knows nothing of how terrible he was the past 2 seasons in New York. Like that was the whole breakup.
That was the whole breakup, and I think this year. I mean, I'm looking at this game right here. I like these dogs this week. I'm liking the Jets. I'm liking the Jets plus 2.5. I'm liking. Maybe you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say I would say buy the line at 3.5 to be safe. I think this could be a 3-point game.
Yeah,
but I'm rolling with the Jets. I'm rolling with the Jets on this side.
These are 2 conservative head coaches in Mike Tomlin and Aaron Glenn. At least we assume with Aaron Glenn, he seems to be that way. We'll see how he actually coaches it up now. Now that he has the main headset. If you also look at Steelers Jets, these are 2 totally new offenses. So I was close to leaning on going with the under here, but the number is just so low because obviously Vegas knows exactly what I know, and it's that Aaron Rodgers has been bad. Justin Fields can't really throw the football accurately, and both teams are working on chemistry, through the preseason. And sometimes week 1 of the NFL season feels like the preseason. I think this is going to be one of those games, dog. Like first to 20 wins. I like the Jets to actually cover. The only reason why I'm not going with the under in this one is because I can see like some kind of like where it's a struggle all game. It's like 13-10 entering the 4th quarter, and then a couple of big plays break, and that number is just way too low. Like people don't really like you look at a 38. That means that 20-17 has you right there on the brink. And if it's 20-17 in the 4th quarter and one of these teams is driving, who knows what ends up happening? Like I can't be on that side of it. Jets are going to cover. Jets are likely going to win. Aaron Glenn is going to take this absolutely personally, not just to be able to get a win in this one, but to make Aaron Rodgers look bad. And he has the perfect defense to do so. I really like the Jets defense. I think we forgot how good they are because they tailed off on the back end of last year because of how bad and lethargic and uninspiring the offense was around Aaron Rodgers. The Jets are going to be better than people are giving them credit for this year. I actually, in my preseason predictions, predicted the Jets to actually win 8 games this year. It's a little lofty, but this will be one of them starting out the season.
Yeah, and I think the Steelers have a lot of some movement too. You know, when you lose Minkah Fitzpatrick, you do bring in Jalen Ramsey, but I don't feel like it's the same Jalen Ramsey that can cover all of the ones on every team in the league.
Do you remember?
So I think with this game, Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey week 1 last year with the Dolphins getting torched by Brian Thomas Jr. multiple times. One time it was a PI, the other one was a touchdown. Like, he's not the same guy.
He's not. He's not. And I think this game right here, the Jets gonna put a lot of pressure on Rodgers.
Yeah.
A whole lot of pressure on Rodgers. And I want to see how he can react to that. Because you don't think them Jets players is pissed how things went the last couple of years when they had Super Bowl aspirations, when they was hyped, they was on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
These players, I mean, Sauce Gardner on that defensive side against Metcalf, and we seen how frustrating, Metcalf can give when you have a good top corner on him. Jets at home, and man, this is, like you said, the 12 o'clock slates is interesting.
It is. It's going to get real interesting. So your official pick is going to be Jets plus 2.5.
Man, Jets plus 2.5. But if I want to get risky, I say Jets money line outright.
Yeah. Look, I'm not mad at that pick. I would take that pick as well. And what I'll say too right now is it's not just about us going against the line, right? You can also jump on apps like Prize Picks and look at some player projections. And I think that's what I want to deliver to good people right now. Because you can have your gambling, but then also you can get some daily fantasy in with places like Prize Picks. That's what I like to do throughout the day after I've already got my stuff in. Jump on Prize Picks, check out my lineups, and see if I can win. I'm going to give y'all some just nice and easy plays to pick on Prize Picks right now. And we'll start things off with the easiest one of them all. Dak Prescott. This is one of those, promotions that Prize Picks has early on. Yeah, do you think Dak can get more than a half a passing yard against? I know the Eagles defense is good, Akil. More than half a passing yard. I think that might hit.
He should get that. He ain't playing in a while. He should get that.
Yeah, so Dak Prescott, more than a half a passing yard. I know it's been a while since you've seen him throw the football, the hamstring injury. I would not be sweating this one at all. Here's one that people are going to sweat early, but I think that this actually can be a player projection that you can actually score big on much quicker than you think. Jalen Waddle was good last year in games where Tua Tagovailoa played. Tua's suiting up for the Dolphins week 1. Devon Achane, he's coming in a little bit banged up, but he should be good to go. And also they're playing at the Indianapolis Colts, who they're going to focus on stopping Tyreek Hill. I think Waddle can get loose. Last year, opening game of the season, Waddle had over 100 yards. I believe he gets more than 58.5 receiving yards. I'm putting this one into multiple lineups I'm doing on Prize Picks because that's one of my more confident player projections. Speaking of, I mean, how can you not be confident in George Pickens' breakout game with the Dallas Cowboys? The Eagles are going to force the Cowboys to have to score on offense, and Dak Prescott has a new weapon, best number 2 he's ever played with. George Pickens, more than 56.5 receiving yards. This is one of those that one quarter in can be over with. Again, we're talking about wide receiver 2s that are not the focus of the game plan. We're talking about teams that are pass happy, and I like these player projections. This is likely the lowest player projection you're going to get on George Pickens this season. I think he has himself a breakout year. I think that next year he's going to be playing for $30 million for somebody. So get in while you can. And then I always want to get one of those demons, one demon play every week when we give out these Prize Picks plays. Isaiah Pacheco, more than 1 touchdown. It's going to give you a little juice. When you see that demon on Prize Picks, it gives you a little juice. It boosts your lineup a little bit. On top of that, though, Isaiah Pacheco's a really good running back. People are out on the Chiefs running game because he came back too early last year from an injury. The Chargers are a good, not great defense, and the Chiefs are going to be explosive, but I can see him getting multiple goal line touches in this one. It's going to be in Brazil. It might be a sloppy field. I like, sloppy field. Pacheco's known for tearing fields up. I like him getting in the end zone at least once, and I can't believe that you can get a demon play on this one. And for anybody that wants to jump in and make these Prize Picks plays, if you use promo code THEOD, you actually get $50 in lineups for free once you play a $5 lineup. So again, that's promo code THEOD. My name, Theo Dorsey. Jump in there, play some Prize Picks, have some fun, and win some bread like Akil and I will be doing. And speaking of winning bread, Akil, it's time for us to get back to the actual lines because there's a lot of people out there like, yo, wait a second. Like, now that I'm done with Prize Picks, I feel like there's more NFL games to get to, dog.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And we got a good one coming up. We have a good one coming up. We've been high on this game.
Yeah.
Broncos, Titans in Mile High. Broncos is -8. The over and under is 42.5. The kickoff is at 4:05 Eastern. And we've not only been high on this game, we've been very high on both quarterbacks, especially the new quarterback, the franchise for the Titans, Cam Ward. When I seen this line, Theo, I said biggest line when it first came out, biggest line of the week.
Yep.
I understand top defense, Cam Ward. And I did say this game could be a struggle week 1 in Mile High. And I didn't want to get too happy because I'm so high on Cam Ward and this Titans team in the future. But I do believe this game right here, only because it's in Mile High and they on the road. -8 could be a cover for the Broncos. And I've been on the dogs so far, but I think this the one I said I can be like, you know what? Broncos could backdoor cover because I can see that happening this one.
Okay, so here I'll give you credit in this because we have been talking about this game for the past 3 or 4 weeks, and we both have been on the Titans heavy. I give you credit for not leaning with your heart, but with your head, and picking the Broncos at home with the debut for a rookie quarterback in an offense that is unproven. Do is take the Titans not to win anymore, but to cover in this one because I feel like the Titans are another one of those teams that are undervalued because they had terrible quarterback play last year. Remember the first 5 weeks of the season, all that we saw from Tennessee was the team playing their lights out, making plays, balling out, nearly winning games, and then Will Levis hilariously finding ways to lose them in the end. Cam Ward ain't doing that. Also, the Broncos offense, as good as it will be this year, a little shoddy throughout the season, up and down. Remember, it took a while for Bo Nix to get things going with Courtland Sutton. They also really flamed out in the playoffs against the Bills. I'm not as high on them being the type of team that's going to blow teams like the Titans out. And I still think the Titans actually have a lot to prove on the defensive side. Jeffrey Simmons, I like L'Jarius Sneed. I like his bounce back year coming off of injury. I like the Titans to cover. I like them at +8. They have a shot to win this game, but Cam Ward would have to be absolutely electric. Let's not forget, Caleb Williams broke the streak. 15 straight #1 overall pick quarterbacks losing in week 1 until Caleb Williams got a win in week 1 of last year. His was ugly, though. He threw for under 100 yards, but the Bears got a team win. I think if the Titans win this one, they're going to need Cam Ward to have a heroic Cam Newton type of debut. But I do think at the very least, Brian Callahan coaching up that offensive line, Cam Ward being poised, being energized off that Miami Hurricanes win. I like the Titans to cover, and I don't think that it's a hard decision for me to take the +8.
Yeah, and I can see why you take the +8 because when this line first came in, we talked about it. We was like, man, this is a lot for the Broncos. You know, Titans, new system. You know what I mean? It was a lot. Playoffs with the Broncos, and a lot of people are high on the Broncos. I am as well, and I like these 2 young quarterbacks. I was a fan of Bo Nix, not necessarily in college, but when he got to the NFL and I seen how he played and he got used to the game, I said, okay, he's gonna be good. This young bull gonna be all right, especially on fantasy. He was good, and I think it's gonna be the same for Cam Ward at some point. I think with Cam Ward having the #1 option in Cam Ridley, that's gonna help out a lot. But and that's the thing, and he will. But Pat Surtain on Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. And tell me how you feel about this. I'm going to pull this up.
The play might be the under here, honestly.
How about throw this at you? The first half is -5 Broncos. When you hear that, what you think?
Oh, I like that a lot. Actually, that I would take that early. And then see how the rest of the game goes. Like I would be hovering on the app, checking this game as it goes along. But I would take that early for sure. Minus half a point. So
yeah, -5. -5 Broncos first half.
Oh, -5. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like it. I think the Titans probably script up an opening drive that actually that gets them on the board. I have a lot of faith in Cam Ward. I think he's going to be one of the next great quarterbacks in the league, man. And that's not my Canes heart speaking. That's also me watching him through the preseason and the offseason and seeing how he works, man. He's going to be good. What's your official pick here, though? You're going Broncos -8.
You know what? I was thinking about this, and I think this might be a first ever. Cause I usually do this in like boxing or baseball, depending on who's playing. This might be a live bet game.
Yeah.
This might be a live bet game because I can sit here and say the Broncos will cover that -8, but I would, and of course I won't advise anybody to just take our pick like we experts. You know what I mean? But at the same time, watching this, I want to watch how this game play. I want to see how Cam Ward play against this defense first.
You just can't pick between your two loves and Cam Ward and Bo Nix, dog.
He's my two young bulls, man. You know, it's tough.
The next game, though. The next game should be easier for you. The next game should be easier. Yeah. You got the Rams favored by 3 against your Texans.
Rams at 3, over under 44. This is a 325 game, and yet 425 game. You know what? This might be the best 4 o'clock slate afternoon. Yeah. Against the Lions, Packers, against Titans, Broncos, this might be the one. And I will say this, I was kind of surprised that, this wasn't at Houston or a 12 o'clock game because not usually Houston open up with an afternoon slate. So for them to be on the road in LA, they the underdogs. I'm going back to the dog pick. And it's not being a homer or nothing like that, but man, this Houston Texans team right here. And I get it, and I understand why they underdogs. The O-line questionable, new offensive coordinator. They won a division last year, went to the division round, but it was kind of like on the heels on the defense, right?
Yeah.
And the defense is still good. You got two of the monsters, and Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. You have Lassiter and Stingley, who might be the best cornerback duo. They was rated the #1 corner duo on Pro Football Focus.
Yeah.
Jalen Petrie. Man, with the question marks around Matthew Stafford, which we know he's going to play,
he'll be fine. It's just
give me the Texans.
I like the over.
Give me the Texans.
I think people are doubting Stafford's ability to just jump in and sling the ball around. I'm taking the over. I like both offenses. Both defenses are underrated, but I think that this is one of those games where you're in SoFi. It's under a dome, 2 really elite quarterbacks. I'm going with my official pick is over 44, and you're going Texans +3. What you gotta love. We gotta wrap this thing up. Pick Profits, episode 1 of the season. We'll be giving picks all throughout the year, though, right?
Yes, sir. Every week.
Tap in, subscribe. Akil, looking forward to doing these, man. And again, you're gonna have to eventually pick Cam Ward over Bo Nix. I know that you fell in love with Bo Nix last year for Sean Payton's offense. Cam Ward is the real deal. We're gonna make you commit to a side by the end of the year, dog.
I'm gonna pick by Thursday.
Yeah. All right, we'll tap back in with y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe, follow us at Theo Dorsey TV and at RDWA, man. Y'all be easy.